Alright, so in the previous video we learned how to add polynomials, and if you don't know what a polynomial is, you should go check the one before that video. I talk all about polynomials. Anyways, how do we multiply polynomials? First of all, let me just write down, some polynomials here. So we have this 3x times x squared, so x to the power of 2, and then minus 7x, and then plus 8. Right, so let's multiply this. And what we have to do here is actually just distribute. So we have to multiply 3x by this, and multiply 3x by this, and multiply 3x by this over here, right? We just have to distribute this 3x. All right, so let's just start solving. So 3x, so this is like 3x times x squared, right? So what is 3x times x squared? Well, we know when we're multiplying x times x, we have to add the exponents. So it's kind of like 3x to the power of 1, times x to the power of 2. We just have to add these two exponents right here. And what we'll end up getting is, right here, we will end up getting 3x to the power of 3, or 3x cubed. And then, let's just multiply 3x times negative 7, right? So again, we have to, when we multiply negative 7x rather, when we multiply two x's here, we have to add the variables together, right? So 3x, so 3 times 3x, so this is, just that, times 7, so this is 1, times 7, negative 7x, and this is 1, right? So we have to add these exponents. Of course, we still have to multiply them right here. So hold up. 3 times 7 is 40, or no, it's 21. So 21x, this is negative 21x to the power of 2. So let's move this down here, or just write 3x times negative 21x to the power of 2, or negative 20x cubed. And then let's distribute the final one, which is 3x times 8. And then in this case, remember the hidden exponent, I guess, is 0, so we don't have to add any exponents. It's just 3 times 8x, which is going to be 3 times 8, which is 24. So plus 24x. All right, I think this is all. And now that we have this, we are good. And let's just get on to the second example. All right, for the second example, let's have something more complicated, right? So 2xy squared times, let me just make this y more full. Okay, there we go. Okay, 3x, so 3x minus 8xy, 8xy plus 5y, plus 5y, and then minus 3z, minus 3z. All right, now don't be scared because, this is big or whatever. Let's just take this step by step. So remember, we have to distribute this. So we can multiply this by this, and we have to also multiply the same thing by this number, and then we have to multiply it again by this. And then finally we can multiply it by this negative 3z right here, right? So we can just distribute, and then we can get our answer, right? So let's just start off by doing 2xy squared times 3x, right? So let's just bring this down here so I can show you how we multiply 2xy squared times 3x. 3x, right? So 2 times 3, remember, 2 times 3, we're just gonna get 6. So we're just gonna have 6x y. But remember, when we're multiplying variables, the same variable by each other, we have to add the exponents. Remember, this is 1 and this is 1. We ignore the y because these are like, they're not like terms. They're not the same variable. and we can't like multiply them together, right? So x times 1, or x times x is just x squared. So x to the power x squared. So it's 6x squared times y squared. There we go. All right, so now that we have this one, let's multiply for the other one, right? So 2xy, so here, 2xy to the power of 2, or squared, and then negative 8xy. Remember, there's a negative here. We have to also bring down the sign, as you can see. All right, 8xy. All right, so 2 times negative 8, remember, we can just multiply these by each other. 2 times negative 8 ends up being negative 16, right? So we have minus 16. And then x times x, we're going to get x squared, right? Because we have to add the exponents. And then y squared times y, remember, we can just do this by this, multiply these together, and then we'll end up getting y cubed. So this one is negative 16 x squared times y cubed, or y to the power of 3. All right, let's solve for this one right here. Let's add, and then let's do this other one. All right, I'll do it right here. 2x y to the power of 2, or squared, times 5y. And remember, we can multiply this coefficient by this coefficient right here, so end up getting 10x, right? And then we have to multiply this y by this y, right? So what we end up getting is 10x times y to the power of 3, or y cubed, right here, right? So let's just add that. 10x to the power, or 10x times y to the power of 3. All right, now let's do this final one, which we have a different variable. Don't be scared, it's pretty easy. All right, so let's start off by, I guess I'll do it here, 2x y squared times negative 3z. And what we do is just, we have to multiply these coefficients. So it's going to be negative 6xy squared times z. That's it. And we can just add the z in this equation right here. So then it's minus 6xy squared, and then times z. And now we solved this whole equation right here. This is the answer. Now, of course, this might be, a bit confusing. This is why I recommend you not do all these things in your head and try to write them down so you can keep track of what you're doing. So this is the answer for this one. Remember, we just have to distribute. And as you can see, there's many cases where we have different variables, maybe one variable right here. So, you can see the multiple cases and you know what to multiply, how to multiply. All right. Now, for the third example today, and the final one, I'm going to be showing you how to multiply two binomials by each other. So, if a binomial is just two terms added or subtracted to each other. So, what about 3x? 3x minus 7 times, and then here, 2x minus 5. So how do we multiply these two binomials? Because last time all we did was just multiplied a term by a polynomial, right? But how do we multiply these? Well, what we can do actually is just distribute this, right? Distribute these two things, right? So we have to also, we have to distribute these, I guess, 4 times. So let me just visualize this using my colors here. So we have to do this with this, right? And then we have to do negative 7 with this, or negative 7 also with this. And also, sorry, hold up, I messed up there. I meant to put this arrow right here, and then negative 7 also with this, right? So we have to distribute this 4 times, and we can actually just rewrite this equation as 3x times, and then here 2x minus 5, 2x minus 5, and then minus, because remember, we bring down the sign. So if it was plus 7, we bring down plus 7, but minus 7 times 2x minus 5. And in this way, we are kind of like, distributing all of these, right? And we could do it the other way around, but I'm just going to do it this way. All right. So 3x times 2x, 3 times 2 is 6, and we still have to add the exponents. So it's going to be 6x and then squared because we have the 2. And then 3x times negative 5, we just end up multiplying 3 times negative 5, which is going to be negative 15x. All right. And then let's move on to this one, and then we can complete this polynomial right here. So 7 times 2x, we will 7 times 2 is negative 14. So we end up getting negative 14x, and then 7 multiplied by negative 5, which is going to equal to 35, positive 35. So plus 35. See, this is the two binomials. This is how we multiply them, and this is the answer right here. Now, this might be a little confusing. Just remember, when we multiply them, we actually kind of distribute this 3x right here to both these, and then we can distribute this 7. So we can just rewrite it as this right here, this equation right here. This is the same equation, but we kind of expanded it, right? So this is all. I hope you understood this lesson today. Tomorrow I'll be teaching you how to divide. See you later. Have a good day.